Shalom, Israel. It's your King and Shepherd with another message of daily edification. Today brought to you through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All praises due. Want to show y'all something real quick. It's a video that DC Haras sent me. Just to show you these Japhites. Alright. Check this out. Now this came out after I already told y'all what the deal was. Listen to this real good.
Ones who worship good and the ones who worship evil, pay attention to them. This video is for you if you want to understand why religious people feel a certain way about the upcoming solar eclipse. I'm not going to waste your time, I'm just going to get right into it. Now, people on both sides of religion, the ones who worship good and the ones who worship evil, pay attention to the moon here, because they understand that those are signs. Now, the people that most consider worship evil, they tend to lean toward this one right here. But this one, the solar eclipse, doesn't happen very often. The last one here was in 2017, but the one before that was in 1979. So the fact that we're getting them more and more frequently is standing out to a lot of religious people. Time to get into the meat and potatoes. Those religious people went to the book of Revelation because they and a lot of others, even non-religious people, feel like it could be the end of the world. Here's what they noticed, and it gets more interesting the further into it you get. These are the last 3 paths of totality for the last 3 solar eclipses that were in the US. This one right here is the one we're about to get. God says in the book of Revelations, I am the Aleph and the Toph, which are the first and the last letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The beginning and the end, the first and the last. Now with that in mind, if you look at the map here, you can see the Aleph and the Tav. So is this God? Is this a sign from God? And that's still not it. Here's another passage talking about God's return. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened and the moon will not provide its light. Sounds a little bit like a solar eclipse, right? Back to it. The stars will fall from the skies and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Well, NASA posted that this is going to be one of the only eclipses that we could see a large eruption of solar material. Falling stars. Another thing to consider here is that in the Bible, God said it would be about 2,000 years before his return. We are currently in the year 2024. Now, a lot of people in today's generation, that's not enough. They need more. Well, God actually spoke on that too. He answered and said to them, an evil and adulterous generation, which sounds way too much like us, craves for a sign, and yet no sign will be given to it but the sign of Jonah the prophet. So who's Jonah the prophet? What's his story? Well, Jonah was tasked by God to go to a city called Nineveh, where he was going to preach the word to the people of that city and save them. Jonah did not want to do that. Jonah decided to go west and run. He went through his tribulation and then still ended up in the city of Nineveh. What's unique about that is the solar eclipse we're about to get passes over 8 cities called Nineveh. If you draw a line through all of those cities, you can tell that it passes right under Michigan. The same exact way the solar eclipse we're about to get does. This is how the Bible explains God's second coming. Behold, he is coming with the clouds, and every eye will see him, even those who pierced him, and all the tribes of the earth will wail on account of him. Pay attention specifically to the he is coming with the clouds, because we are expecting a historical chance of cloud coverage during the eclipse. Those are not the only things. There's plenty of other things referencing the end times that are currently happening, and I'll bullet point them for you. What's extremely specific is that God says the Euphrates River will dry up in the end times. And I hate to say it, but the Euphrates River just recently dried up, guys. He said we were going to get hit by pandemics, and well, has anyone heard of COVID? The Bible also says that in the end days, the Jews will build a 3rd temple and sacrifice a red cow, which will then usher in the Antichrist, whom they think is the Messiah. Well, they just announced the construction of a third temple, and Texas is sending them red cows to sacrifice. I personally believe that there's way too many coincidences regarding this solar eclipse to not feel a certain way about it. Regardless, I hope you guys got something from this video and can now understand where more religious people are coming from. This video is for you if you want to understand.
So, where you get that from, y'all? Bible say no man knoweth the day or the hour, all right, of a Mashiach return. No, not the angels, no, not the Son of Man, only the Father. So where he get that from? Anyway, you heard what he said? He said that they're expecting a historic amount of clouds that day for the eclipse. So, if you go to Joel chapter 2, he said that the day of the Lord is a day of thick clouds, right? And gloominess. So he's setting the tone. So, with all of these warning signs and everything that you've been getting, you know, there's some that just, I don't know, in a fog. Some of y'all just worn out. Some of y'all have given up. Even with all this, you just ran out. And that's sad. Because Yahushua said that. He said, and I quote, let me get it. Luke 18, verse 8. He said, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. You know what? Let me start at verse 7. And shall not the power avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear along with them? I tell you, he will avenge them speedily. All right. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? It's a question. Saying, will he? He couldn't say that the Son of Man won't find any faith on the earth, because if he said it, then none of us would have any faith. He said, will he find faith? So, leaving it up to you. What I wanted to talk about today were the 4 pillars. All right. Now, this is mainly geared for you ladies. 1 Timothy 2 and 15, that's for y'all. Luke 9 and 62 is for the brothers. Any man that putteth his hand to the plow and looketh behind him is not fit for the kingdom. So, we're laborers. But you women, what are your qualifications? Well, I believe I went over this before, but don't hurt to touch up on it again, especially what I've seen in his body over the last week or two. Some of y'all, even after all this time, you just refuse to change. You refuse to transform. All right? And if you're saying in your spirit, oh, here we go again, he getting on this again. Well, like I say, y'all, we have 18 days. All right. Now, after that 18 days, those of y'all that took heed, you know, you'll be in a good place. Those of y'all that don't, that Matthew chapter 7 is going to be fulfilled at your expense. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. I never knew you. Scariest words known to man. That means that the Most High himself has given up on you. Done with you, man. And when the Most High lets you alone, it ain't nothing like that. Ain't nothing like that. So, if I'm calling you a hard-headed, cantankerous ass bitch, I ain't doing it to hurt your feelings. I'm doing it because hopefully if I knock you in the head enough, maybe you'll wake up. Some of y'all are still with the games, with the fucked up bad attitude, the raggedy ass mouth, the cunning, conniving ass bullshit that you did in the world. Ain't no change in you. See, you can go on for some time, all right? You can go on for some time playing the role, but eventually, that nigga that's still in you comes forth. And if that's the case, you know, then you won't be able to hide. So I'm trying to get y'all to understand. You know, I got shook up real bad last week, man. Real bad. Because all this time, and look, it ain't all of y'all. It ain't all of y'all. Some of y'all are solid as a rock, man. You know, some of y'all solid as a rock. There's some, nah. The 4 pillars of a princess are these, all right? Let's go to 1 Timothy. Two 15. Well, verse 14. Start at 14. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman, being deceived, and was in the transgression. So Adam didn't get tricked. The woman did. Eve did. And some of y'all are getting tricked right now. The devil tricking you, man. The devil got y'all doing things, and then he makes you comfortable in it. Okay? He makes you comfortable in it. Like, oh, don't worry about that. Oh, don't listen to him. God is a forgiving God. See, he got you on that Christian shit. Okay? He got you thinking that your attitude is just part of life. He got you thinking that your raggedy ass mouth is part of life. He's thinking that the deep inner things in your heart that you harboring, thinking he don't see, is part of life, and the Most High just gonna overlook it. He got you thinking that you can act out any old kind of way, and you still going to the kingdom. Long as you can say Barak Atah. He got you thinking you could treat people any kind of way, and it's okay. Right? He Got you thinking that you can lie and be conniving. It's just a part of life. Well, he'll fix me when I get there. No. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it real plain and clear. There's a lot of y'all that think you're going, and you're not, man. It's going to come to pass, too. We have 18 days. 18 days. Let me read verse 15. These are the 4 pillars, all right? Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing. Already went over what that means. Supposed to bear children, bring forth fruit for the kingdom, right? Some of y'all not going to get that opportunity. You'll be bearing rotten fruit out here. Okay. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if. All right. If they continue, meaning that your life continuously, all right, is in the process of having faith, charity, holiness with sobriety. All right. Let me get a definition of holiness. Hagiosmos. That's the Greek word. G38. You want to look it up. That means consecration, purification, the effect of consecration, sanctification of heart and life. You let all the bullshit go, right? The people you hung out with, you don't hang with them no more. You sanctified yourself, right? You're not doing the same ignorant, ratchet ass shit that you used to do. Your life no way in any capacity reflects the woman that you used to be and shows the promise of who you are and who you are to become. That's holiness. Goody two shoes? No, not at all. It means that you are sold out for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You don't give a fuck who don't like it. You don't give a fuck who don't agree with it. You stand alone. You'll be lonely. You'll be by yourself rather than to surround yourself with heathens, because evil communications corrupt good manners. Right? What's the other one? Faith. Let me get a precept for that. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I've given y'all a date. Some of y'all act like you ain't heard nothing. Some of y'all done got worse since you found out when we getting out here. Got worse. Never saw that coming. It's the substance of things hoped for. You're continuously, every day you wake up, you hoping and hoping and hoping. Ooh, I'll be glad when Yahweh Shai pull up. I'll be glad when Yahweh Shai get here. I'll be glad when Yahweh Shai break through them clouds. I'm going to be the main one out there. I'm hoping. Got that hope. You're not being dragged aside with the bullshit, man. You're not being entangled with life's bullshit. All this shit is going away. You're not getting fucked up by your job. You're not getting fucked up by what so-and-so said. None of that. Okay? You got that faith. That rock solid, hard-headed faith. It's for you ladies now, right? It's the substance of things hoped for, right? the next one. Charity. Right? Charity. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 13. This is what charity is, ladies. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have charity, have not charity, I'm nothing. Let me come from the New Living Translation. Verse 2. If I had the gift of prophecy, and if I understood all of the power's secret plans, and possessed all knowledge, and if I had such faith that I could move mountains, but didn't love others, I would be nothing. If I gave everything I have to the poor and have sacrificed my body, I could boast about it. But if I didn't love others, I would have gained nothing. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud. Hear that? It's not jealous. And this is one of the 4 pillars you got to have. Right? Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud. Some of y'all are some jealous ass motherfuckers in here, man. Oh, you don't think so? The Most High knows. Jealous as fuck. Or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wrong. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. Prophecy and speaking in unknown languages and special knowledge will become useless, but love will last forever. Now, our knowledge is partial and incomplete, and even the gift of prophecy reveals only part of the whole picture. We done found that out here, huh? But when the time of perfection comes, these partial things will become useless. When I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things. Now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in a mirror. But then we will see everything with perfect clarity. All that I know now is partial and incomplete. But then I will know everything completely, just as the power now knows me completely. 3 things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Now let's go back to 1 Timothy 2 and 15. I'm going to read the the NLT on this one too. But women, all right, will be saved through childbearing, assuming they continue to live in faith, love, and holiness with sobriety. Well, let's get what sobriety is. Sophrosine, G4997 if you want to look it up. Soundness of mind, self-control, sobriety. Self-control, sobriety. All right. Not going off on motherfuckers. All right. Able to mind your tongue. Able to mind your funky ass attitude. Able to rule your spirit as a woman. Very rare. Very rare. All right? But he got on the jealousy part. But he got on the tongue and the mouth and all that. See, it means you got control of yourself. Now, 1 Timothy 2:15 says, you will be saved to bear children if you have these 4 pillars. Do you know if you're missing one, you have disqualified yourself? That's why I say it's going to be a lot of y'all. They ain't going to make it, man. I ain't putting nothing on you that ain't written in the book. It's right here. He said, you will be saved to bear children if you had these 4 qualities. These 4 qualities are like 4 tires on a car. I'm sitting in my car now. You know what happens if I pull just one of these wheels off? I ain't going nowhere. It don't matter if it's the front or the back. Stuck. Right? It's like a table with 3 legs. Faith, charity, hope with sobriety. And even now, this shit going over y'all head. Well, that ain't me. Yeah, it's you, man. I've had my spirit crushed. And I ain't really been able to get over it in the last couple of days, man. You know. It's really sad. But I see now what the Most High is going to do what he does, man. See, he said he was going to be down here. Right? And the next lesson that I'm going to bring out, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean as to why he was down here. He wanted to get a dog's eye view, ground level, of how Israel really is. To walk amongst them in these last days. To see. You know. Because we're on a countdown now, and we know when the date of departure is, this is where you find out who people really are. Yeah. Well, this whole journey for me has been a lesson. You know. And I've seen a lot of love in this body, man. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of these brothers have come a long way. They've loved. They've given of themselves. They pushed themselves to boundaries that they never even knew they had. Only to get the shit turned and dumped on their head, man. By so-called women of the Lord. It's repulsive, man. It really is. Yeah, every dirty ass nigga that then got put out of here, I got them too. But I'm not on it. See, I didn't get hurt in these last couple of weeks from brothers. Right? Some of you Aquaf, man. And but it's all good. It's taught me a lesson. I mean, a cold lesson. You know. This ain't, you know, this ain't me as far as like I'm looking at the behavior between some of my brothers and some of you Aquaf, man. Now, it ain't all of y'all, like I said. Ain't all of y'all. But the ones that I've witnessed, the coldness, the callousness, blew me away, man. Just don't give a fuck. I'm still shook. Disney shook me up past the scoffers and everything. I expect them to do that. The Bible don't lie, man. All wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman. Well, that's it for this one, y'all. Ladies, get out of it what you can. If you're coming, time's running out. I don't even know if it's possible for you to change. If you ain't changed in 2, 3, 4 years, shit, your ass ain't gonna change, man. It's gonna be that same motherfucker. So, don't fool yourself. That's you ain't going nowhere, right? Get out of this what you can, right? Now moving on to the next segment. Giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Mashiach Yahushai. KD out. Shalom.